From the vibrant colors you see to the delicate touch you feel, your senses are the ultimate connection to existence. Prepare to have your perception of reality shattered as we dive deep into the incredible neurology of how you experience everything. Ever stop to consider how a simple light, a quiet sound, or a familiar scent can completely change your inner world? We connect with the outside world every second through our senses. But do you know how this information enters our brains and transforms into what we call reality? Today, we're taking an incredible journey into the brain's amazing windows to the outside, the five senses and the secrets of sensory information processing at the neural level. Imagine your brain as a super advanced central station, constantly receiving messages from all over your body. These messages arrive through our five main senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. But it's not just a simple reception. Our brain transforms this raw data into a rich and meaningful experience. How does this magical transformation happen, do you think? Let's begin with sight. When light enters our eyes, specialized receptor cells called rods and cones convert it into electrical signals. These signals travel along the optic nerve to a key area at the back of the brain called the visual cortex. But that's just the beginning. The visual cortex analyzes these signals for shapes, colors, movement, and depth. Now consider what might happen to our vision if a small part of this cortex is damaged. We might not be able to recognize faces or even see colors. Now let's move on to hearing. Sound waves enter our ears and make the eardrum vibrate. These vibrations are eventually converted into electrical signals and travel along the auditory nerve to the auditory cortex in the temporal lobe of the brain. This cortex analyzes sounds for loudness, pitch, and source. How do you think our brain can pick out the voice of a friend in a crowded room? It shows just how intricate auditory processing is. Our sense of smell also has an amazing pathway. Odor molecules enter the nose and attach to olfactory receptor cells. These cells send signals directly to the olfactory bulb, an older structure in the brain closely linked to memory and emotions. Why do you think a familiar smell can instantly bring back a very old memory? This direct connection to the limbic system holds the key. The sense of taste works with receptor cells on our tongue that react to the main tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. This information travels through the taste nerves to the gustatory cortex and combines with smell information to create the complex flavors we experience. Now think about what happens to your sense of taste if you lose your sense of smell. You'll probably notice that most flavors start to taste similar. And finally, the sense of touch, which is activated by sensory receptors all over our skin. These receptors send information about touch, pressure, temperature, and pain to the spinal cord, and ultimately to the sensory cortex in the parietal lobe of the brain. This cortex has a detailed map of our body and helps us identify the location and type of touch. Why do you think the touch of a loved one can convey feelings of comfort and security? It's linked to the brain's reward and attachment systems. The amazing thing is that these senses don't work in isolation. They're constantly interacting with each other to create a unified experience of the world around us. Our brain acts like a skilled orchestra conductor, combining all this sensory information to shape what we perceive as reality. So the next time you see a beautiful scene, inhale a pleasant fragrance, or savor a delicious taste, remember the incredibly complex and wonderful process happening inside your brain. These sensory windows not only connect us to the outside world, but also profoundly influence our inner world. Which of your senses do you think has the biggest impact on your experience of the world? Take a moment to pay attention to your senses and share your thoughts with us.